Distance-wise, it's just
embarrassing. I think dispersion's gone out the window with driving, because I'm going after it that much.
it looks like there's a lot of effort going in.
A good drive for me at the moment is 220 carry. So I've lost 20 miles an hour.
From the hips to throw it behind you. The ball fly,
It's going, that is.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's going.
Oh. 100 mile an hour. 249 carry, so 250 carry, which is, you're going to buy that, aren't you? 250 carry.
Yeah, from. So, yeah,
How are you feeling with the game? So, distance-wise, it's just
embarrassing. 7 iron.
Kashmir insert.
Yeah, I wouldn't even fucking make it on the seniors tour. Ladies seniors tour.
Ladies senior.
Ladies is a such thing. Can't get above.
You're not playing in comps then or anything? You played in comps?
Played first round at club championship. But again, got it going through 9, was 1 under through 9, and then 11 over for back 9. I get to about 12 or 13, and it is the proverbial brick wall, and it's just.
What's that? Fatigue? Fitness?
Yeah, fatigue. Yeah, just gone. But even when I'm feeling well, club head speed with driver, mid-90s. Looking at a good drive for me at the moment is 220 carry. I mean, last year my 5 iron was carrying 205.
Yeah.
And I was 110 club head speed, so I've lost 20 miles an hour. Dispersion's a lot better. But 7 iron was 150 max. When 7 iron last year was 180. I mean, obviously, I'd rather have tighter dispersion, but it's like you
can't. You don't mind losing 10 yards and having a really, really tight dispersion.
I mean, if I got back to 105 club head speed, but you can't play, as you guys know, I can't go and play next year.
What are you playing off at the minute again?
2. Can't go and play hitting a drive at 220 yards.
No, it's going to be tough to compete.
Not when you've got some kids who are hitting 5 iron 2 and you look at me at a dress and you can't tell if I'm at impact or
self.
Yeah. There's got to be some torque and lateral before you get.
Well, you have to unload. Let's hit a few irons first.
Yeah. Am I right? The trainers on there, or
Yeah.
Problem I've found as well is because obviously I've lost all that speed. I'm going after it even more and more.
Trying
Try harder, which.
Just inside toward your side of that place.
That's probably as good as I've got.
Let's, if you feel okay, get the driver out.
That is my bad shot. Driver is cutting like mad.
Yeah, 91 mile an hour speed.
Yeah. That's more speed, carry, total. I think dispersion's gone out the window with driving, so I'm going after it that much.
It looks like there's a lot of effort going in.
For very little. Well, for nothing.
94 mile an hour. Okay, let's have a quick look what's going on.
There's nothing going off with the left side whatsoever.
You're doing well to hit it as far as you are, to be honest. Maxing out. You're doing the best of a bad job at the minute. That's for sure.
I'd say that's a half glass half full.
As you swing
back, your pressure's actually moving left.
Yeah.
And you're on the forefoot, but you're on the instep of the forefoot.
Yeah. Will that be going with the upper
Yeah,
body?
there's no torque from the ground.
Yeah.
Can you see how the white line's horizontal?
Yeah.
So all the torque's coming from your upper body, lower body's not really engaged.
Yeah. It's a good job I've got decent short game.
Well, you're a talented player, but it won't take long to adjust. Right, first thing, if you stand on there for me, just get your balance Richard there. I want to see the hips hike and drop. So when you go to your right hip will hike and shift. Yeah. So let your hips, that's good, now that way. So I want to see more shift. It's going to feel like probably sway to you. I want the hip to be outside of the foot, both ways there.
That
See how-
doesn't hike as much.
See how tight that is?
Yeah. See, that feels really fairly easy to do. That I'm really. That, yeah.
So this is where we need to go first.
See, that feels, there's a stretch, and that feels
Yeah.
as though there is some extension there. But when I go there, it feels as though it's not engaging at all.
Now you're going to do it again, but you're going to look up to the ceiling behind you, so you're going to shift, so shift, hike, and then look behind you, put the ceiling somewhere. Cool. Feel different?
Yeah.
So you can do the same thing on board. So now you're just going to bang it, and look up, and then bang it, and look up that way, peak of the fly. Okay, that's it, and then the other way. Good. That feel different?
Feels like it's a massive sway. It's
Yeah.
probably not.
No. Just step forward onto the carpet there, just on the carpet, just do some swings. Looking up, doing the same drill. So you look up behind you, and now swing through. Different feel.
Yeah.
Looks totally different.
Looks so different, yeah. See that straight
There's a
away.
load and unload.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that. Just do that on the pressure plate for me. Once you turn your head back, you go full speed. Now you've got some momentum moving to the target as you're loading.
I mean, that there is completely night and day
Mm.
to how embarrassing it was.
You've actually got you've got your pressure moving. It's still moving. It should be stopping. It should be stopping now, so you can go vertical.
Yeah.
That's why you get a bit of plateau. But we'll do that in a second. There's a shift taking place
Yeah.
where that right foot's got to pronate to then go to supinate.
Yeah.
But there's a shift with this, but it's not shifting internally like this. There's a shift. Pelvis moves. You get some external rotation. And you're now moving into an alignment where you can actually start to extend the supinated left foot, which that has to be able to invert. Because that horizontal force stops to allow you to go up.
Yeah.
Your horizontal force just...
Yeah.
We're not going down into that big flex now, you're just banging it. Yeah. It's the side bend as you're rotating.
Yeah.
That gives you the lag. Without the side bend, I have to do this.
Which I've been doing.
And then if someone sees that, if someone sees this release, it's kind of, well, then you might start trying to hold the lag, where it's
Yeah.
kind of, we want to just let this stay behind the pivot. So ideally we want this behind your pivot for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Not holding it, just as you turn it's behind, and then
Yeah.
let the forces throw the club out. The tangential forces throw it out.
I mean, side note, just stood now, can feel far more things in my feet than, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So just over the ball first. These just 3/4 swings. Feeling that late release. Very late behind you, even later snap. So it's behind you, that's it. Once more. Once you finish, now you're going to play the shot from here, back to here. So you're going to swish it back, swish it through, play the shot.
Well,
On the way through, yeah. So you're going to swish it back, go.
best drive I've hit.
What a draw.
It's about the speed I'm interested in. Oh, off. So it's still only 92 though.
No, but
It's So you know, so we've got to get. I want to get the speed up, so you'll feel the pressure pull the club back.
Yeah.
Just a few swings in the air, just yeah. So you need to bang the board to the start on the left, bang it to the right, and then back to the yes. And let your wrist just you get the snap from the backswing. Yes. Well done. Brilliant. Looks different sound. That,
Massive, yeah, massive change.
using that momentum, it's gone. Throw it behind, let the wrist go. Still put the tension on with the arms.
Yeah.
To try and control it. See what the ball flight does there with more betting. You get a lot draw. Then you can still go back to the fade, but
Furthest we've carried.
Look at that,
speed
98.
98.
It's about 20-30 yards more, isn't it?
Yeah, 2-4-3 carry.
Yeah.
James,
About being told you're taking it too one side, too much on the
you're
inside.
nowhere near.
So I've then been told set there.
Yeah, well that's killing your pivot. So just let it swing the arms. It's got to be shallow driver. If this was a baseball bat, you wouldn't swing it
you're
up.
big.
Yeah, exactly. Now use that shift from the hips to throw it behind you. The ball fly,
It's going, that is.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's going.
Oh.
100 mile an hour. 249 carry, so 250 carry, which is you're going to buy that, aren't you? 250
Now,
carry.
yeah, from
But you're nowhere near yet where you could be. That's the thing.
I say it makes sense if you're a baseball player, they're not. All right, they might start.
But then they're dropping it in.
Yeah.
And then so that's what golfers do.
Yeah,
But the thing is if you've not got the movements in
Well,
your
look
swing,
at-
or you're working left
Well, look
from
at-
there, it's
look
just
how
like
much-
you turn your power down. Yeah, that's
Yeah, a lot better.
look.
That's big. 99,
Nice,
yeah.
so yeah, let it go.
I mean, just
Then when
in.
you start to jump, you see if you go too fast with your body, you can't use my vertical.
Yeah.
Soon as this stays behind, now you rotate, now you can start to use your vertical. So your snap comes much later, much later. So you've got to really let the club go back. Try not to think about that. It's all one motion with the club. You throw the club flat round you. Yeah, that's better.
That feels as though it's round my rib.
It's nowhere near.
It's not. No, we're close.
You start to tap into that torque.
I mean, we've gained.
So 107.
And we've gained 30
250,
yards.
250 carry. So you're tapping into torque now from the ground, and you'll start. Once you do that, your verticals will start to transfer it. But you've got to take tension off the top of the chain. That doesn't mean relaxed grip. It just means that's a free lever, free hinge. What's bringing that? You're not physically bringing that back with this lever. It's the unwinding.
So more.
Yeah, and then not so much length with your arms, length with so you just let your wrist carry, yes. And then when you swish it through, you're basically you're tensioning the lever and using your arm swing to try and create it. Instead of your arm swing doesn't even have to be that long. It's letting the wrist hinge go
Let the wrist go, yeah.
without losing your grip. So it's letting your wrist hinge. So you don't
So I'm
lose your
going there
grip.
and turning.
Yeah, it's all one block. You're trying to get extra movement from this instead of it's the end of the chain that goes.
So more drop there and then.
Yes. Don't even have to swing that far back with your arms, but let the wrist go. Yeah. And then when you swing back, you're just going to get.
The snap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just behind the pivot, you've got more levers. You're breaking down. You've got a lot more leverage. Forget saying lag's like that kind of refers holding something. You're not. You just let it go. Now there was a change there. Feel out of control at first. Don't worry about this. Just let's see what's going on. 101. Good. Then you've got to let your momentum go more. So you've been so tightly constrained in your movement. Once you get this going, and this basically, that releases the hinge lever.
Yeah. Mine's more or less been so
Like I said, you've been doing well with what you're doing, to be honest. Yes. You're not going to be that. I mean, you could. I'd like to go that extreme if you could, because if you can let yourself do it. Still way short of it, but it will do. The dispersion's no worse. In fact, your release will get more consistent. 262 distance, 104.
It's on its way up.
Got it. When you watch that last swing back, and you'll feel like it was like this, and it was like that.
Right.
So you've
Well
been
done.
So predominantly.
in a straight jacket.
Yeah. So
Still, so you can let it go. Yeah, but to keep the grip pressure, you don't lose the pressure on it. It's the wrist hinge you let go. The right elbow. This is what should be soft. All this.
see, I know mine isn't mine,
So rigid. You've been
Yeah.
controlling it. So
and I'm not. I don't want to get technical. I'm not getting it set because it's.
yeah, but the right scap retracts, so it goes like this. Yours stays protracted. You're trying to keep us.
Yeah.
A lot of time people try to keep it in front of the.
So if I'm going back,
Whereas this wants
relaxed,
to be.
Yeah,
This wants to be back. Here.
so more.
Yeah, let it slide back.
Awesome, mate. That
All right.
was awesome. Well done, Rich. Great to meet you, mate.
Awesome, great to see you.
Awesome.